We are your Morning X. Let's get into some sleaze. Been meaning to ask you, I know you've been busy all week working on this Ringo Starr special.
Yeah, Ringo released a country record, or kind of a roots-sounding record, that was produced by T-Bone Burnett, but there's this big celebration that just wrapped last night at the Ryman. It's going to be a special on CBS celebrating Ringo, CBS and Paramount Plus. But I wanted to tell you that I got to interview Jack White for the special, and he was laughing because remember the last time you and I saw him was in his office.
Well, the last time we saw him, he was a member of the Morning X for about 35 seconds.
I've never seen him more giddy about being on stage with Ringo. I mean, you're on stage with a Beatle, right?
Okay, here's an obvious question. Leslie Fram producing a big special for CBS with Ringo Starr.
I'm not producing.
I mean, you're involved in.
I know what you're going to say.
When is he scheduled? When is this Beatle scheduled to be on the Morning X? Is my question.
I am working on it, but one thing I said to Jack was, I hear you every week in The Agency. Have you watched that show on Paramount Plus?
I haven't yet.
Jack White is doing the theme.
No.
He's doing that U2 song, Love Is Blind. He goes, yeah, I keep hearing about that.
He's a cool dude. What a nice guy.
Also, your girlfriend said to say hi, Sheryl Crow. I talked to Sheryl.
Bring her back again. We haven't had her on in like over a year. She's so nice.
You'll be able to see this special coming soon.
Nice.
On Ringo. Wow, Ben Affleck's home is becoming a magnet for law enforcement activity. A couple of days after a visit from the FBI, remember we talked about that? Because of the drone action? He had sort of an animated interaction with a police officer right outside his front gate. TMZ always catches this stuff. Video shows Ben pulling out of his Brentwood home in his BMW, and there are a couple of cops sitting in a car on the street in front of his driveway. Ben rolls down his window and voices frustration. You know how you always see him being frustrated?
So what do you think, they were paparazzi?
No, he knew they were cops.
Oh.
It's kind of hard to make out what exactly got Ben so upset, but it sounded like he was really upset over some private security giving him the third degree as he was exiting and entering his home. And then it calmed down a little bit after that, and it got a little friendlier. Ben's always angry.
He really is, constantly. Angry, angry, angry. Can you imagine what it must be like behind closed doors? We're getting the public anger.
It's actually kind of crazy.
It's kind of sad.
I don't know if you've heard about this movie, Sing Sing, but this movie is set to be the first film released in theaters and prisons simultaneously.
About Sing Sing, that's a famous prison, right?
Yeah, Coleman Domingo is in the movie. Here's what it says. A24 did the movie, redefining the concept of a wide release on January 17th. Follows a group of men enrolled in a prison theater program. Yeah, it's going to also be shown in prisons. That's the first time I think that's ever happened, right?
Dueling. Usually it's, on Netflix and in theaters, but yeah, in prisons and in theaters. Good job.
You couldn't get away from this headline, Barnes. A scammer posing as Brad Pitt tricks this woman into handing over $850,000.
How?
She fell victim to a heartless scam when she was convinced that she was communicating with Brad Pitt on social media. The scammer manipulated her by claiming Pitt needed funds for kidney treatment due to his divorce struggles from Angelina Jolie. The woman, an interior designer named Anne, ended up giving away $850,000, her entire life savings. Of course, they used AI, faked hospital photos, and even a supposed message from Brad Pitt's mother.
You know how many people fall for these scams? I mean, I'm not joking. So many of them.
And wasn't there a whole thing on Netflix, a whole series about that? The AI deepfakes? Yeah.
I have to say that you thought some major celebrity was following you on Twitter. Who was that?
Well, that was a joke. I think it was
Leslie. That was not a joke.
Wasn't it?
You 100%. It was someone big, and I said, but their name. Let's say it was Brad Pitt, and it was like.
Yeah, but if Brad Pitt called me and it was a deep fake, of course I would know.
But the person following you was like Brad Pitt 77842274. I'm telling. I got to go back and find that. You totally believed it.
Are you like trying to out me here?
I'm just saying that it's happening everywhere. Okay. Even Leslie Fram.
Okay. I have to say, we can't do a Celebrity Sleaze now without doing some audio from Kieran Culkin because he's so unfiltered. Here he is torturing Rachel Smith from E.T. This is before the National Board of Review Awards. He had a little fun with E.T.'s Rachel Smith on the red carpet. He took her notes. She called him a ham, and they talked about all his bracelets, and other stuff unfolded.
Really, you again?
Hi.
Luckily, we're not live this time. I swear he's the younger brother that's annoying that I never had.
We're not live tonight is the first note. I went to Monday Night Raw last night, so that's the only new thing.
Did you squeeze in Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, but you can get it right. Try take two.
Monday Night Raw?
There we go.
You are a ham.
Oh, that's not a nice thing to say.
Well,
so are you.
You dropping an F-bomb on me and live
I didn't
TV
mean
was
to.
not
It's
nice.
just, yeah, I know, that sucks. Sorry. Can we get over this whole, cursing thing? What's wrong with the F word?
How does that feel to be up there and receiving another award for your work?
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice. I don't really know what the feeling is. I'm not that in touch with my feelings. Are you?
Sometimes I am.
Do you have a therapist?
Yeah. I'll probably need one tomorrow after this exchange with
I'll bet. Yeah.
Dude, it's just so funny.
Hey, seriously, every single day. Hey, do you remember this? Because I didn't. In the first installment of Happy Gilmore, do you remember that Ben Stiller played an uncredited role in the movie?
I don't.
Yeah, he played the role of the abusive orderly, Hal L. Well, guess what? Ben Stiller's going to be back in Happy Gilmore 2, mustache and all.
I can't wait to see that, to be honest.
Me too.
You're also currently working on Happy Gilmore 2. Hal L is back.
Well, there was a moment when we were shooting. I just said, here we are, still here doing this. How lucky are we?
It's one of my favorite Ben characters.
Isn't it?
Insane.
It took me 6 months to grow the mustache, and so I had to stop working. We had to stop shooting Severance.
Yeah, we had to wait for the mustache.
Yeah. Is he still unhappy with Happy?
I mean, Hal L has a case to be made. Look, the guy everybody loves Happy, but for some reason, Hal L gets the short end of the stick. He's just trying to make a living,
I
you know?
know.
And help people too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of friction there.
If you're friends with Adam Sandler, chances are you're going to be in this movie.
I like funny Ben Stiller. I need it.
Have you noticed that Ben Stiller looks different? Lately, I've seen photos of him, and I can't peg what it is.
Really?
Something seems different about his
He's a
face.
little older.
I don't know if
Thinner.
he's maybe it's that he's thinner.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Finally, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx are back in action on Netflix. I guess this is that movie they filmed in Atlanta, right, Barnes?
Right before his event, his medical event.
They made a fun promo for the Netflix movie premiering tomorrow on Netflix. A cooking segment quickly becomes action-packed in this little soundbite.
Hello, it's Cameron, and I'm here with Jamie. Today we're going to be making some baby back ribs.
Ooh, I love baby back ribs.
No, Bill, no.
What's going on in this house?
That's Bill. He's my sparring partner. I pay him to attack me just randomly, except for when I'm cooking, Bill. I could have really hurt you.
Look, you know we can get takeout, right? Oh, yo, whoa. That's a whole ass samurai sword.
You're right. It's too big.
You know what, Cameron? We probably should talk. What?
Hey, no. Here.
Got it. Oh, we back in action, baby.
Really good to see Cameron back on the screen.
I totally agree. It's called Back in Action. You can watch it this weekend on Netflix. Well, we've talked about Snoop, Barnes, being kind of the man of the people. Snoop stopped by Kimmel Live talking about the tragedy of the LA fires.
How's your family? Everybody's doing good. The family's doing good. Just a couple of intermediate people that I do know that I consider family that, lost everything. So, we did what we do. We come and we support and we pull our troops together and we make sure that we represent and we give them everything that they need.
Do you think it's difficult for people who don't live here to understand the scale of this event, the magnitude of what happened here and what's happening here?
The world sees its own tragedy because if you think about New Orleans, they see their tragedy. You think about certain parts of the world that get tornadoes and things of that nature, which takes the whole city away. It's just California, this is like our first time dealing with it. And the way that California is coming together, the way that the world is helping us, that's the important thing is that people are coming together and they're not looking at differences, they're just looking at trying to make a difference.
Yeah, a lot of people are, for sure. I like to imagine you donating clothes from your personal collection and someone opening the box and going to work in that.
Well, I tell you, he's going to be the sharpest on the job.
There you go.
Can you imagine showing? That is a funny image. All the necklaces and the big oversized 5X shirts.
Seems to be a lot of confusion about the Oscar nominations, so let me break it down for you. The announcement has been delayed again because of the fires. They're extending the voting period for the Oscar nominations through Friday, January 17th, 5 p.m., announcing virtually on Thursday, January 23rd, and of course taking place March the 2nd. It's kind of been going back and forth. Hey, you know who had a birthday this week, Barnes? Dave Grohl.
Ooh, man, he has been silent.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't?
He spent his birthday volunteering to feed LA residents impacted by the fires. He was out there all day.
But quietly, I'm just saying that they shut down the tour. He's not out in press.
No, you know, he's not out in press, and I think a lot of people want to know, like, what's happening, and apparently, I think they're trying to work it out, is what I've heard.
I wondered about that because it just really, they've shut it down completely. People try to go up on the street to him and he just, blows them off, of course. None of their business.
Yes. Other big news, Nine Inch Nails confirming a world tour, but they delayed the official announcement due to the fires. A lot of speculation. They have confirmed a world tour.
Wow.
Yeah, they talked about it on social media. Quote, since some dates and information about our world tour have leaked, we're confirming that, yes, we will be touring and we will provide more details soon. We're all watching the devastation that is unfolding in California and have paused our announcement.
They weren't too, we've known a little while. I say wow, but I'm saying wow that it got leaked. But I'm assuming if they came to us with that information, they've gone to other people, and of course they're going to leak it. I mean, don't tell DJs.
Yeah, because we can't keep our mouth shut.
We did. We didn't leak, but other people, right.
A lot of people talking about the incarcerated firefighters that are out helping. Well, here's one firefighter talking about how important getting a chance to contribute is important to him.
Personal level, I don't use my crime or what happened to identify me, Now hearing this opportunity with LA County and all that stuff, it gives me a chance to give back to the community. And that for me is really important. And that type of stuff I try to pass on to the other guys here, and it's working, you know what I'm saying? Little by little,
I don't know about leading with the line, I don't use my crime to identify me. Unfortunately, everyone else does. So it is weird.
But I will say, everyone is helping out.
It is great that he's helping. I'm just saying,
Yes.
I don't know if I would lead with, that's great that you don't, but those numbers you wear on your jumpsuit are there for a reason.
That's your Celebrity Sleaze.